Hey everyone, so today we're going to dig into something that's probably on your mind. Why does it feel like your wallet is getting lighter every day? We're talking about the rising prices for fuel, cooking gas, and even your food here in India. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You're at the petrol pump, or maybe you're buying a new cooking gas cylinder, and you're just thinking, wow, my money really doesn't go as far as it used to. Well, you're not just imagining things.
And look, you're definitely not alone. This is happening all across the country, from big cities to small towns. This whole thing, this steady increase in the price of just about everything, has a name. Economists call it inflation. Okay, so what's the deal? Why is this all happening right now? Well, the answer, it's a bit surprising. It actually starts thousands of miles away from India. Right, so let's get to the source of all this. To really get why prices are going up here, we first have to look at what's been happening over in West Asia. There's been a lot of escalating military tension over there, and believe me, it's creating some massive instability. And this isn't just some far-off political issue. It has real, immediate consequences for the world's energy markets. And this right here really nails the problem. The Strait of Hormuz, this is one of the most important oil routes on the planet. Think of it like a vital artery for global energy. And when that artery gets squeezed, well, the whole world feels the pain.
And you can see the impact right here in the numbers. Look at this chart. Brent crude oil, that's the global benchmark. It just shoots up. We're talking from around $59 a barrel in December 2025 to over $85 just a few months later. That's not a slow climb, that is a massive, conflict-driven spike.
Okay, so a conflict far away makes oil more expensive for everyone. Got it. But why does India seem to get hit particularly hard by this? Well, that brings us to our own unique energy challenge. Yeah, this chart pretty much says it all. India is a huge consumer of energy, right? But we don't produce a lot of it ourselves. We import a staggering 85 to 90% of our crude oil, and for natural gas, over half. This massive dependency means that whenever global prices jump, our economy is on the front lines. And here's where geography really comes into play. A massive chunk of all that energy we import has to pass through that exact same spot we were just talking about, the Strait of Hormuz. When that route gets disrupted, India's energy lifeline is directly in the crosshairs. All right, so now we get to the heart of it. How does a blocked shipping lane in the Gulf end up making your everyday groceries more expensive? Well, it's a pretty clear step-by-step chain reaction, like a set of dominoes. Let's break down this domino effect. It's really 4 key steps. 1, the conflict disrupts oil supplies, so global prices surge. 2, that immediately hits us at home, with higher prices for petrol, diesel, and cooking gas. 3, everything we buy gets transported, right? So transportation costs go up. And finally, step 4, those higher transport costs get passed on to you, the consumer. Suddenly, everything from your vegetables to your new phone gets more expensive. And the very first place most of us felt this shock? Cooking gas. While petrol and diesel prices have been sort of held steady for the moment, LPG prices, well, they haven't been so lucky. They've taken the full brunt of this international price surge. And these aren't small changes. Just look at the numbers. As of March 7th, a regular domestic cylinder jumped by 60 rupees. And for commercial cylinders, the ones used by restaurants and small businesses, the hike was even bigger, almost 115 rupees. This is the global cost increase being passed directly to us. And you have to remember, this goes way beyond just the fuel for our cars or stoves. Higher diesel prices mean it costs more to transport, well, everything. All those goods, from farm-fresh vegetables to electronics, they all get more expensive by the time they show up in your local store. So, okay, it's tough on our personal budgets. But let's zoom out for a second, because this kind of price shock takes a real toll on the entire Indian economy. So, what's the bigger picture here? Well, economists at SBI Research have actually run the numbers. They've figured out what happens when crude oil prices stay up by about $10 a barrel, and the effects are pretty serious. First up, it directly pushes up inflation. A sustained $10 increase in oil prices can add about 35 to 40 basis points to consumer price inflation. What that means for you and me is just a higher cost of living across the board. Next, it basically puts the brakes on our economic growth. That same price hike can slow down our GDP growth by about 20 to 25 basis points. It just makes it more expensive for businesses to operate, which slows everything down. And there's one more kicker. We have to pay for all this imported oil in US dollars. So when prices go up, we need more dollars. That puts pressure on the Indian rupee, making it weaker. And a weaker rupee means all imports, not just oil, get even more expensive. It's a vicious cycle. Okay, so we've looked at the conflict, the supply chain, the economic impact. What's the one big takeaway here? What's the bottom line? It's really this simple. Global conflicts, no matter how far away they seem, have a direct line into your wallet. A fight in West Asia can literally change the price of your daily bread and fuel right here in India. Your personal finances are absolutely tied to what's happening on the world stage.
At the end of the day, this whole situation really highlights a fundamental truth about modern India. Global stability and energy security, these aren't just abstract ideas for politicians to talk about. They're absolutely crucial for keeping our cost of living affordable right here at home.
And that really leaves us with a huge question to think about, doesn't it? In a world that seems to be in constant conflict, how do we actually protect our economy and our own wallets from all these shocks coming from the outside?